Hey, what's up, guys? This is Matt, aka the Jeep Noob from Instagram. Currently in the Jeep on the road, going for a 5 to 6 night camp trip. But it's not just any camping trip. So, long story short, my employer is moving my family and me from Las Vegas, Nevada, to southern Florida. So the plan is I'm going to make the drive in the Jeep, camp out the entire trip. I've got a couple campsites picked out on Gaia. My wife and 2 young daughters, they're going to be staying in Vegas until I get to South Florida, settled in the house, and then they'll fly out and meet me there, and we'll start our new life there. So the purpose of this video is going to be primarily, to be able to show my girls, when they're a little older, to understand where Daddy went, for a week, and also to capture the memories of the trip. I really haven't done a good job of that in the past. If you most likely follow me on Instagram at the Jeep Noob, so you'll see done a lot of exploring in the Jeep ever since I got it. Pretty much day one, went out exploring. It's really easy to do in Nevada. I think it's something like 90% federally owned, so it's mostly all BLM land. So you can go pretty much anywhere you want within reason. So I'm going to try to do a better job of capturing our adventures in the Jeep and just adventures camping in general. So thanks for coming along for this journey out east. Normally say out west, but back east, I guess. Hopefully be able to show you some cool videos, good campsites, and thanks for coming along. See you. Hey, little buddy. Here's Bosco, everybody. He's my little buddy for the ride. He'll be camping out with me, hopefully not running away, because that's what he does. And you can just see when you combine camping with moving. I am extremely loaded up. Can't see a dang thing out my rear view. Every time I hear something shift, I just brace that I'm not going to get hit in the head and knocked out. But it should be fun. Here we go. All right, so just got off the trail, just like I expected. All the primo spots were taken, but what do you expect when you show up at 3 o'clock on a Saturday in August? But I saw this little offshoot, a couple guys over there in rooftop tents, but this is just maybe a couple hundred yards away from them. It's not too shabby, decent amount of shade, but it's pretty open right here, as you can see. And then the Mogollon Rim is right over there. You could probably just walk in about 10 seconds and see it. But I'm going to get camp set up real quick, get the iCamper popped, and then probably get some food going. All right, guys, pretty much got the camp set up. Got the iCamper open. I got my stove ready to go. Anything I don't really need or want access to is on the ground. As I said before, this is a camping trip and a move to a new place to live. So I've got pretty much half the Jeep with camping gear and the other half with stuff that my wife and our kids are going to need when we get to Florida. It's a pretty open spot. Great protection from the sun, but enough sun to recharge the Jackery and the Go FSR Ready Light, which I think I used it on the Coyote Flats trip. I can't recall. And then fire restrictions, even if there weren't, I probably would have just brought this anyway. Yes, obviously I prefer a real fire, but this is just so much easier, minus the 20-pound gas tank. I only brought this big. One, that's all I had. Two, for 6 nights, I don't have enough experience with this propane campground fire pit to know if 5 pounds would have lasted, so I went with the 20. I had to pick up that camping table in Flagstaff because as I was leaving Vegas, I realized that I didn't have a table. And that was by design, because my camping table, as you saw on the Coyote Flats trip with Rhino Off-Road and Trail Newbie, is massive, and it would not have fit in the Jeep. I am pretty packed in here. I don't even know if this will open. There we go. So there's my camping tote. It's pretty full. I've got my rifle that I wasn't going to let the movers ship, so that takes up left to right the entire top of the back seat. I gotta leave the front seat open, pretty much the seat itself, for Bosco, so he's not uncomfortable. Crammed all my drone gear down at the footwell. Got my other Jackery right there, taking up my arm space on top of my iPad Pro. And then there's a look back. I got air mattresses, I've got vacuum sealed bags with towels. It's a mess, and I felt it driving. This thing is squatting in the back. It looks worse than it is because I have the American Adventure Lab Highline fender kit, which removes the stock fender flares and makes that gap bigger by design for more flex. And so it makes it look worse. But I mean, look at the gap between my tire and this little rubber hangy thing. That surely hit. Yeah, I think it did. So that's why I took it really, really carefully on this trail coming in. Because most of the road, the rim road going around Mogollon, is just a dirt gravel road. But if you have your Gaia up with your motor vehicle usage map overlay on, you'll see all these little offshoots. And they're coded appropriately, you know, like this is a 2-track, it's a single track. This one looked like it was going to be a little more technical than I was wanting to do with such a heavy Jeep. So I walked it first to see if there was, one, any way for me to get up here, and then two, any decent camping spots, because I had spent all day on the road. And this, you know, the entire Rim Road and Mogollon Rim is huge if you pull it up on Gaia. So I could have spent all day just looking for a site. But I left Vegas this morning around, I left the house around 7, but didn't really get on the road until about 7:30, 7:45, you know, with Starbucks and gas and everything. So we were ready, and that delay in Flagstaff I mentioned earlier with college and everything. So, but here we are. It's going to take some time to appreciate the site. It's not really dinner time yet. It's probably 4:30. I'm not that hungry. So we'll probably just spend some time buttoning some things up around the Jeep. See you guys in a bit.